Hey y'all, this is Amanda with She's a Mad Gardener, and today I'm going to be doing some small hand-tied bouquets in mason jars. I'm going to drop off to a friend who has COVID and isn't feeling well, so I'm going to be leaving those on her porch for her. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop me a comment below. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how your garden's doing. Let me know if you're loving your garden or if you're just so tired of your garden because it's having problems. Whatever, I would love to hear from you guys. There's Buffy. She's very excited to get started on floral design. I'm going to be working with a couple of different size. This is the quart mason jar, and I believe these are 12 ounce, 16 ounce, right around there. Got a wide variety of flowers, cone flowers, basil, zinnias, Dusty Miller, more. Oh, this is actually coleus, different types of coleus, more zinnias, straw flowers tucked in here. Over here, more zinnias. I did finally get to harvest some of my hot biscuits amaranthus. Look at that, y'all. Isn't that fun? Coxcomb or celosia. Have some happy-go-lucky yellow roses, although I don't think they're doing very good, so I'm not going to be incorporating them. But yeah. All right, let's get started. Okay, when I am giving flowers to somebody else, I like to do a hand-tied bouquet that I actually tie off. The reason being I like to do that is it's easy for that person to lift the flowers out, add more water, and put the flowers back in. If I just stick stems in all, wonky and nothing secured together, then it makes it harder for that person to change out the water. I want the process to be as easy as possible. That's the literal point. Like, it's supposed to bring them joy. So let me go ahead and get started trying some of these blooms. I'm excited to play with some of the coleus, so let me kind of get in here a little bit. This particular variety of coleus is called Alabama. I think it is super pretty. Yeah, love those colors. I thought it would look really good with some pink zinnias. I got back in here. Now, as a reminder, when I'm gonna do a flower arrangement, I cut all my flowers in the evening and I put them in big buckets of water so that they can rehydrate overnight. So I'm not, cutting them and then immediately making a bouquet out of them. I find that they do a lot better if I go about it in this way. Oh, look at this dahlia. It's called Mother's Choice. It's got a little bit of browning on it. I don't know, it's still in good shape. I might try that out. Got some other zinnias tucked in. Didn't divide all these out ahead of time, y'all. So they're a little wonky. It might be pretty to do some of the straw flowers. So pretty, might be pretty in this design. Oh, some of this basil would be really pretty to work with too. It has some of its that are matured a little bit further than what I want. So I'm gonna just pull those off. Okay. All right, I'm gonna try this sitting down today, which is a little bit different. I usually design standing up. So basically I have my strong hand, which is my right hand. I'm right-handed. I'm gonna design in my left hand. So each stem I'm gonna insert using this exact same direction and method. So I'll add it and then I will twist and add another bloom. Remember, you don't want any foliage to be in the water because that will make it wilt faster, die faster. And these are not gonna be massive bouquets. They're just gonna be sweet bouquets to give to my friend. Hopefully make her a little happier since she's kind of stuck at home right now. Look at that coneflower, how fun is that? And she is definitely a girl who loves land. She's a country girl, so she will love like a wildflower look to her design, which is super fun to kind of mess around with and work with. Remember, if you're giving flowers to a friend, these don't have to be crazy elaborate, y'all. Even if you just have a single beautiful stem, put it in a sweet vase or wrap it up and give it to them. don't have to be like over the top ridiculous. They just need to be fun. What do I want? What do I want? What do I want? Got a few blooms over here. Yeah. Tuck in a few zinnia blooms. See how I'm rotating my design as I'm working? And let's do one more zinnia. All right. All right, I'm gonna pull off any leaves that might have worked their way down towards the stems. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to use a little bit of my floral tape. You can also use twine, ribbon, whatever it is that you want, whatever's easiest. You don't have to go out and buy floral tape if you don't want to. And then I'm gonna wrap the stems with the floral tape. Just like that, loosen up the design a little bit. Pick my vase. Go ahead and trim off. Look at that. Pretty, right? Okay, she'll really like that. Okay, let me put this over the side. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. Let me start pulling out some more blooms for my next design. I was telling you how much work with the coleus. This coleus right here is called Florida. Loving on my coleus right now. It's very happy with the warm weather, even though it's still shaded. Look at that one blooming, that's pretty. I don't usually let them go that far, but I thought that one was pretty. So I've got my coleus laid out. I think it would be really fun to include a little bit of this burgundy amaranthus. I think it's called Bleeding Heart Amaranthus. So let me pull some of that out. And on the amaranthus leaves, like this is an older amaranthus bloom. And so its leaves don't look as great. Let me go ahead and pull out some of those. So I'm just pinching these leaves back. That's super pretty. Maybe throw in some coxcomb. Look at those. These are fun. Oh yeah, oh yeah. These are good, these are good. Okay, I'm gonna clean up a little bit on the bottom on these. That's good. This one, I'll let it kind of stick out all wonky. I am gonna clean off the bottom of these blooms though. Okay, that looks good. And then I think I can work in some more zinnias, maybe some of the red zinnias. What do y'all think? Orangey red tones, I think would be really pretty. It's kind of fun. Okay. And typically when I'm designing, I'd like to start with a little bit of greenery in my hands. Remember, I'm designing in my left hand. This design, I think, is gonna be a little bit bigger. Let me turn it at an angle a little bit. Start working in some of my amaranthus. Like I said before, my friend loves land and country and nature and things like that. So having a soft kind of wildflower look, I think will be appealing to her. I move some of this amaranthus up a little higher just to kind of see how it feels. It's kind of fun. I do have a little bit. Pinch off some of this basil real quick. I'm just pinching off the parts that have dried out and started going to seed a little bit. Okay. All right, I'm gonna tuck in a little bit. I'm tucking it over here. See how there's kind of a hole right there? Go back and kind of fill it in a little bit with that basil. That's pretty. Okay, let's start playing. Coxcomb. Celosia going in, super pretty, super fun. I'm gonna kind of work in the center a little bit with some of the coxcomb and allowing it to kind of come up and be a little wonky. I think it's different. Oops. Yeah, this is fun. She'll like this. It's different. I'm working some of these red zinnias. Rotating the bouquet as I'm working. Always putting the stems in this direction. Work one towards the center. Get another one. It's pretty fun, y'all. I feel like I need a little bit more greenery. There's a little bit more of that Alabama. Just to fill out a little bit. Okay, looks good. So let's go ahead and get this tied off. And you can see how quickly these designs go. This doesn't have to be hours and hours and hours of work. Truthfully, a lot of the work is done ahead of time. When I'm cutting, I'm stripping off the lower greenery, putting them in these buckets of water, and then letting it become rehydrated overnight. And doing that just allows you to know what blooms are gonna make it and what blooms are not going to make it. Okay, that's a fun one. Okay. Look at my messy space. Move this over. I'm actually working on a card table today because my father, I have an antique table that I grew up with, and my father is removing the top of that table, keeping the beautiful hand carved base, and he's making a new tabletop for me, so I'm super excited. Okay, so I'm living with a card table for a while he's working on that. So now I definitely want to use my hot biscuits because look how awesome that looks. I'm super fun. These are so pretty. So that's my hot biscuits amaranthus. Definitely gonna use some more celosia because celosia is just looking real good right now. A couple of blooms that aren't great right there. I mean, look how fun these are. More celosia. Okay, we will use the Dusty Miller as our greenery. And this Dusty Miller happens to grow underneath a crepe myrtle. So the crepe myrtle has littered all over this. So I gotta work off the little dried, the old dried crepe myrtle blooms off of it. If you don't grow Dusty Miller in your yard, you should. Super fun thing. Adds a lot of contrast. A lot of people forget about it. It does bloom yellow flowers. I usually cut the yellow flowers off because I don't really care about the flowers so much. I care about the foliage. Let's pull out a little bit more of this basil. Snip off some of the older blooms or pull off some of those. Okay, got some fun zinnias in here that are for some reason. Okay, and this is all I have because at some point I received some type of text or phone call that cut off my video. So I apologize that I don't have the end of that third arrangement, but you guys get the idea from the first two arrangements. Simple, fun in mason jars and great gifts for anybody who needs a little joy in their life. As always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.